Good day, everybody. Rob here with some specific weather.com. It is 4th of February 2011, and we are watching extratropical cyclone Yasi here. Also going to be having an update in the northern hemisphere in the second half of this video. But right now, though, this is the big weather player down here in Australia, though. So we're going to kind of cover this and what's going on in the next several days pertaining to this particular storm. Now, looking over the past 24 hours, as noted yesterday, over the Gulf of Carpentaria here, you had a big blow up of convection due to the very high sea surface temperatures up here, well above 90 degrees, due much of the shallow water nature of this region. So you have this huge amount of convection just blowing up and wrapping into the center of the system, so it continues to feed it even though it is well inland. Therefore, even places like Alice Springs here are going to be seeing some precipitation today from this extratropical cyclone very far inland. And also noting that this weather is affecting all of Australia, because if you actually, I'm going to scroll down here, satellite imagery, go down all the way towards Victoria and New South Wales, kind of an little rain band forming out of this is actually associated with a up-level trough here towards the south and a front kind of forming here. But the cyclone itself is actually assisting in the formation of this convection here. So actually in the last few frames you see this huge buildup in the Southern Territory all the way down towards Victoria here, with all this convection right in here producing some heavy rain showers throughout this region. So this cyclone continues to produce weather, even though it did make landfall over 2 days ago now, and it's very convective and everything with it. So just scrolling back up here. So overall, though, it does continue to produce this weather, and even going to be seeing some rains in these isolated areas. For instance, the Simpsons National Park right in here. Going to be seeing some convective rain showers in some areas that don't get it too often due to the cyclone still continuing to produce some weather out here. So where is this storm going to be going? Well, I know yesterday I was noting how GFS was kind of picking up on it going out towards Darwin, but not looking like the case. As noted just a minute ago, you have this upper level trough right down in this region. Now this is going to be a little bit stronger than originally forecast. It's kind of punching through this 1,031 millibar high over here and this 1,022 millibar high over here just north of New Zealand. It's going to come through and kind of pick up this storm and kind of drag it towards the south. Good news, by the time it actually makes its way down towards Victoria, with a lack of moisture in this center of the warm core low is going to lessen to the point where it's just basically going to fill from the bottom up and eventually just dissipate over the Southern Territory. But looking out here, actually looking by Saturday afternoon, you start to see this trough right in here continue to form up all the way down towards Victoria here. And this is what's going to basically enhance that convection into tomorrow. But looking into Sunday, you continue to see this storm kind of spin off there, but by early next week, that's when we're going to start to see the dissipation here. And right in here, you kind of see it start to jog a little bit towards the south as this trough continues to pull it this way. And also into Monday afternoon, you start to see it overall just begin to dissipate even after this high pressure starts originating. But it's mainly this trough right in here. You can see some of the clouds here very lightly that are still being depicted on the model here, kind of dragging this storm off towards the south. And that's really what is going to be happening with the system over the next several days. So even all the way down the Southern Territory, you might see some precipitation out of this vise up here in the western, but it is going to eventually dissipate. Not looking at it forming up and eventually going south and forming up into the roaring 40s here and heading off towards New Zealand or anything like that. I know that is the case sometimes with these storms as they eventually go to south and get wrapped up in the westerlies, but here actually looking out into the forecast is not really going to be the case, as this high pressure rate in here is going to kind of ridge in and just pick it up here and just stop any formation of an extratropical system. Now, looking up into the northern hemisphere, I know you've been kind of neglecting you guys up here, but really good news is that high pressure from the Siberian high has been dominating the weather significantly over the past several days, so there really hasn't been no need for an update. We did, though, however, have the first invest of the year here in the Western Pacific, and Invest 91 whiskey was located here just off of his size. Eventually got absorbed up in the monsoonal trough rate and kind of shot off towards the northeast. The thing to note, though, is that tropical season already starting on the Westpac, one of the busiest areas in the world as far as tropical. So, but also we do have the continuing rains here in Mindanao here, just off of Borneo as well. Still lots of convection here, all associated with the northeast monsoon, though, as this high pressure continues to interact with the equatorial low. And as far north as Japan and Korea, though, cold temperatures continue to dominate. I actually saw some snow here in Tokyo earlier in the week last week. Basically, that was all due to kind of a lake effect or ocean effect effect coming across here, and some of that snow actually survived through the Japanese Alps all the way out to the Tokyo Kanto Plain in this region. So actually I had some video of some snow here, the first time it snowed since I've been here in the 2 years. So that is one thing I also do want to note. Very cold weather up here. Actually 540 line continues to extend well south of Honshu here. And here showing this morning's analysis from JMA, showing a weak low moving off the coast of Honshu here off the northeast, very weak, and high pressure from the Siberian minus 1032 millibar high, dominating all the weather out here, and continues to produce this northeast monsoon for you guys down there in the Philippines. But that is all I got for today, everybody. Thank you once again for all the comments and suggestions people gave me over the Cyclone Yasi event. Thank you for all the people that did subscribe as well. Really just trying to get the message out there as far as cyclone awareness, and I'm really happy that the Bureau of Meteorology and the Australian government did the necessary measures to reduce the amount of deaths to this storm all the way down to actually only one confirmed death, actually not really directly related to the Cyclone Yasi, but somebody did die of suffocation from their generator inside their house. Very sad story with that, but the good news though is that anything directly from this storm is definitely did not happen, and good job everybody down for getting out of the way here. But as usual though, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can always post them here on the YouTube channel or in any of the comment boxes at westernpacificweather.com. And also don't forget to subscribe to Solar Watcher as well. He's been continuing to put out some really great updates here on the YouTube channels as well. So I'm going to leave you here with a video uploaded by IDIOL. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but he has some good footage, satellite imagery from tropical cyclone Yasi making landfall in latter days.